Alright, so I had a special request from my brother to do this comparison video for today. I was actually going to do a different video, but he wanted to see the comparison between Tarmac Works and Mini GT. Now do keep in mind that the Tarmac Works is a special edition and the wing is different and it does have a roll cage inside of it. So there will be some pretty major differences, but overall the body we should still be able to compare pretty good. So let's crack open the Mini GT that comes in this pretty nifty box, which will probably be thrown away. I don't know, I might store it, but this will be displayed in a display case. Okay, so a little simple box. Oh man. That's actually rather impressive. Alright, now to get this guy out. That should be fun. Plastic. This one is limited to one of 480 pieces. It's for the Hong Kong exclusive. Well, not for the Hong Kong exclusive. It is exclusive to Hong Kong. And I'm going to take it off so we can get a really good comparison. Okay, so get this guy off, and I noticed that the chassis itself is loose. Not sure if you can see or hear that, but let's look up close. See how that moves? So I tried tying it down with the screws, and the screws were already fully tight. It's interesting. Let's see, does this actually roll? Alright, this one actually rolls. Kind of. So the back does lock up a little bit. Check out the Mini GT. So quite a bit of a difference between those. Whoops. Just got this and I'm gonna already mess it up. Okay, so first off, the price points. Now, the Tarmac Works on average are between $18 to $20 plus shipping. At least this is going based on current eBay pricing. The special model is kind of hit or miss. I think it was like $25 to $75 is what I saw for this one, but it's a limited edition. But we're going to go based on general pricing. And so general pricing on this one would be about $20 plus shipping. Versus I saw the Mini GT going between around $8.50 to $10 plus shipping. So about $15 shipped versus $25 shipped for the Tarmac Works. So a $10 difference between the two. So let's get to the nitty gritty. Alright, so take a look at the chassis. They are both held together by screws. Now the Tarmac Works does have this middle one because it usually is on display case versus Mini GTs come in a box or in a clamshell with a box. So you can see there's actually the exhaust showing on the Tarmac Works. A little silver tampo on it. And the muffler is a separate piece that sticks out. And same with the Mini GT, it does have a tip that sticks out, but the exhaust is not highlighted. But the Tarmac Works definitely has quite a bit more detail on the chassis. So on the front end, it's kind of interesting because there's actually no amber lights or blinkers on the Tarmac Works, but there's on the Mini GT. And also the Mini GT has the Toyota emblem right in front of the hood. Alright, so they both have inserts for the headlights, but the Tarmac Works, you actually can see how it's inserted in versus the Mini GT. It looks like it's a shell, and yet you can actually see some detail inside, which is really nice. So when it comes to the intercooler, Can't actually see the one on the Tarmac Works. You can see the one on the Mini GT, but there's no silver on it. Doesn't look like the Tarmac Works has it either. It is a different front bumper, so that's why they look a little bit different. But it's just interesting that there's no Toyota Tampo or amber lights on this one. And same with the rear. There's none on the rear. They both have door handles, at least, and both of them have mirrors that are separate plastic pieces that attach to the die-cast body. And let's see. Alright, so on the Tarmac Works, it has rotors on the inside that you can see through. Versus the Mini GT, there's nothing there. And they both kind of have a little bit of an overspray issue in the same areas. At least with the paint. That's interesting. Alright, so going to the tail. I do like the pipe on the Mini GT better. It does have like the black paint or tempo in there, or is it? No, it's actually a bit of a pipe. So that is not paint or black paint. That is actually just the darkness inside of it. Versus the Tarmac Works, you can see that they didn't do anything, I guess, inside of there. And the Tarmac Works, the taillights are pretty basic. So the red and the silver on there, or the reverse light, are just tampos on it. Versus the Mini GT, they've actually got like real colors going through. You can, let's say they did the clear colors on the plastic, so when you see through, the light hits through there, it actually gives some depth of fill to it. Versus the Tarmac Works, it's just sitting on top. And the Tarmac Works also doesn't have any tampos up here. There's no tail light or anything. It's really basic. Now the wing is the same. On the actual one, there's another white release. I believe it was another special edition, but the wings are pretty similar. And one thing I like about the Mini GT is check out the defroster lines. You can actually see those versus the Tarmac Works. You can see straight through. Then again, this could be a race car that doesn't have them. So kind of an unfair comparison, but still, it would have been cool to have seen that. Okay, so while taking them apart, I noticed that on the Tarmac Works, it actually has a little tampo for the winch wiper in the back. The Mini GT does not. So look at on the inside, and it looks like Tarmac Works does a pretty good job of covering the interior. And check that out, it's got a rear view mirror. Oh, that's awesome. It's kind of interesting that the Mini GT, you see some black coming through. Didn't fully cover it. Cool. So the Mini GT is actually a die-cast chassis versus Tarmac Works is plastic. Just a simple look at that. Nothing too special. It's something not meant to ever be seen. You got the Tarmac Work wheels in there, and you can see the rotors come loose. That's gonna be fun to put back together. Now, I was taking apart the Mini GT. You could definitely tell they didn't want it to come apart. They put up a good fight. At least the Tarmac Works was pretty easy to get apart. So look at the interiors. I mean, for what they are both quite well detailed. And I don't think one's going to win out over the other. Yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments what you think, if one definitely stands out better than the other. I don't think so. I mean, they're pretty much well detailed in their own ways. Oops. So there you have it. That is Tarmac Works versus Mini GT on the Supra. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer and which one you're going to pick up, if you're going to pick up one of them. I know some of you guys do not collect either of these brands, but they are both making a pretty big dent in the market on at least the high-end 1/64 scale. I don't think anyone's ever going to really be able to topple Hot Wheels, but it's a nice alternative that is highly detailed. So let me know what you guys have been finding lately, and as always, happy hunting.